Hi, friends. Welcome to Her Intentionally, the podcast about choosing to be intentional because thriving does not happen by accident. Okay. I'm your host, Jasmine.
And I'm your host, Kasha.
And today, y'all, we just gonna jump into the conversation, and really the conversation is about creativity, owning your creativity, trademarking your creativity, and making sure that when you put it out into the world, it stays yours.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So
let's get a backstory maybe of where this kind of conversation.
Okay, give it to us. Give us the backstory.
Okay, so we both work in the beauty industry, and there's been a lot of conversation online, especially like in the social side, guys, about this one particular creator who's also a makeup artist, a very talented makeup artist. Painted by Esther is her name, and she is very well known and rose to, I guess, prominence for her particular style of makeup that she does. Like, right. If you see a makeup look, you know that she does this makeup because she has a particular way that she does it. And there was a big brand, Patrick Ties the brand, who allegedly, we're going to say allegedly. Gotta say allegedly, babe. Who allegedly stole her technique that she was using and then trademarked it and then created a palette and some products around this technique that she had gotten popular for. So a lot of our conversation is not necessarily talking about the situation itself, but I feel like there's so many places we can go off of this conversation.
Yes, right? For sure. Because it's more than just like out of the beauty industry. It comes like, especially like content creation now, it's like a really big thing that's not going anywhere. And a lot of content creators, I see this constantly on social media. Somebody's like literally stealing their whole ideas or like taking their content and maybe tweaking one or two things and then like putting it out. Or some people will just copy it right out and have the audacity and just, put it out.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about how we can really like own our creativity. Or is that even a thing?
Yeah.
Is that even a thing?
I feel like it depends on what the creativity is. Like, what is the idea, Because I feel like there's ways that you can go about owning your creativity, because I feel like IP is like everything now, especially since content is king, you know what I mean? But I feel like it can't be just like, just get ready with me and that's mine. You know what I mean? Because it's so broad. Yeah, it's so broad of a thing. But if there's a particular way that you do get ready with me, and maybe you named this series or this get ready with me method or something like that, then I feel like those are things that you can try to figure out how to protect those things by trademarking them. I don't know, you writing something, it could be a little copyright, whatever it is,
I think on social media it's really hard because like once these apps that we sign up for, like in the very fine print, it says that they can just share our content. Anybody can take it and repurpose it and do whatever they want with it. So it's almost like it's yours until you put it out into the world. True. And then it's kind of like up for grabs. Yeah. Which is kind of scary because like, what if you, like the Painted by Esther makeup artist, pop off from one of your ideas or something that you've been consistently doing that's yours, and then you pop off and now everybody wants to do it. Right. Everybody wants to copy it, maybe from inspiration, but just some people are, like I said, outright just copying your shit. Right. So it's like, I feel like, I don't know, it's something we're going to have to work on trying to figure out how we can still own our stuff. Yeah. Once it's on social media. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you feel like there's a line between inspiration and just straight hard down copying someone's stuff?
For sure. For sure. Because, just think about it. Whenever you're creating a piece of content, right? It usually stems from like this idea, right? And then maybe something else you see might inspire you to expand upon that. And then you create this piece of work, right? Now, let's say I look at your piece of work and I'm like, oh, wow, that sparks an idea in my head. And so maybe I can take a little of the inspiration that I've seen in your video, but then I'm also expanding on my ideas. And now I'm creating something totally different. I think that's inspiration. Versus if I see your stuff and I say, well, instead of it saying get ready with me, I'm gonna say get dressed with me, and I'm gonna copy the same song, the same aesthetic, the same angles. I'm doing literally everything you're doing, and then I'm gonna put that out and say that's mine. That's a copycat,
right?
I think.
Right. Yeah, I think so too. I think I get annoyed by people copying. I really do. But I think too, like as makeup artists, I feel like I've been trained to know that like you can pay homage to something someone has done. You can recreate something, but you always need to give the credit for whatever it is. Like just hard down copying something, it's like it really, I'm so surprised actually that it's like really happening in their community in that way, because it really is taboo to be like copying someone's stuff. Like, I don't know, just from the way that I was trained as a makeup artist, and I worked with some of the most talented, some of the most well-known makeup artists like in the industry, have assisted for them. And it's like we were always taught that like you recreate and you give credit.
Yes.
Even if you're like just doing a test shoot, you credit the photographer, the model, the
everyone involved.
Yeah, you credit the editor, like you credit everyone on the project, but you don't ever just completely copy what someone's done. You have to like take it and advance it, just you know, just a little bit, make it your own. You know, because I think like to me that's like kind of the foundation of being an artist is like you being able to
like pull from different things and
create. Yeah, it's like that's what it is. You know what I mean? But too, at the same time, I do feel like since the dawn of time, artists have been stealing from each other.
Yeah.
Like it's a popular thing for larger artists to steal from smaller artists.
For sure. Yeah. He's like, well, they not getting the eyes on them, so let me just take. Nobody gonna know.
Right.
Nobody gonna know. I'm just gonna put my name on it and then boom. But I think that Patrick Ta played himself with that whole thing because she was just too popular. Allegedly, yeah. This is all alleged, y'all. Alleged. She was just too popular already for him to just go ahead and like, oh, I'm gonna just steal this from under her. It's like, no, we already know who she is. Now maybe before we knew who she was, maybe that could have been a thing, but even then, like Patrick Ta was an artist before?
Yeah, Patrick Ta's makeup artist.
Yeah, so like you should already know how it goes. Like that should be off limits for you. Like that shouldn't even been like a thing. Right. Or if anything, make it a collaboration.
Right.
With that
right.
You know
and that's
I mean?
a lot of the conversation that I saw. It's like, why didn't y'all just collaborate with her?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But I will say that I do like that. I feel like she is getting some of her flowers. And she is getting celebrated. I do see like some brands collaborating with her. I've seen like a lot of makeup artists like coming out and supporting her.
Yes.
I filmed a little blush video. I ain't put it out yet, girl, but
it's coming soon.
It's coming. But yeah, like I do feel like I do like that at least people are having the conversation and can at least point to some degree like where the trend started from, because I mean, in all honesty, like the technique is not something that was completely new. I feel like, you know, like you said, like people are doing get ready with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not that technique is, but you popularize this thing.
Like she expanded upon it and made it pop like into what it was.
Right. So you deserve some credit. But do you feel like giving credit is enough?
No, because you already stole my shit.
Yeah.
So no. I think no.
Yeah.
I don't think it's enough. When you've copycatted.
Yeah.
Every like from the T. Yeah, no. I don't think. What do you think?
Well, I'm gonna want all my credit. I'm gonna need all my credit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm also gonna need all my coin.
Yeah,
because giving me credit while you're making coin.
Yeah.
That's not gonna do it for me. Because I don't know. I think like you have to think about it like, yes, we're artists. Yes, we're creating. Yes, it could come across as fun. And I think for some people, maybe like a non-serious industry, but people are really making their livelihoods off of this. People are really building legacy off of this. People are really creating trends, moving culture forward off of these things. You know what I mean? So, and taking care of their families, you know, taking care of their children, their grandchildren, and using this money to be able to start other brands and businesses and things like that. So it's like, give me the credit for it. But if there's coin to be made, I'm gonna need my coin.
Yeah, and then that's a big thing I know with brands, especially like with content creators and the coin. Like they will, first of all, they will just take your content and then like try to post it. And let's say you don't know nothing about the business side of things and you just let that rock. They could then take your content and then make like a bigger creator that they're working with. They take your whole idea, like I mean, snatch it from under you. But then they're gonna get paid for your work. You know what I mean? Right. Or even if they just take it without permission and like run ads on it and shit, and like they're generating thousands and thousands of dollars and you're not seeing shit.
Right.
Yeah. Not even like a mention like this is where we got it from. Like no, they just reposting it. Yes. Dang. Yeah. So, I mean, it's more of like, I guess like as artists and creators, you have to know like the business side of things and the legality.
That's right. I know you.
Yeah, like you gotta know about that stuff before you kind of like jump all in. And I think that's when we're talking about like trademarking and like copywriting your stuff to some extent. However, whatever you can do to protect it, I think you just have to go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think so. I feel like it kind of feels like this is just par for the course, like in what kind of happens when creativity becomes commerce.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because, you know, I feel like almost in every creative industry, like if I think about the music industry, there's always going to be like someone who's creating and someone who's just like really passionate about the creativity, and there's always going to be someone who tries to take advantage of that or like get over wherever they can.
Opportunists.
You know? Opportunists, yeah, there's going to try to take over, you know, the creativity aspect of things. And it's like, you know, we don't really look at that sometimes, but art makes the world go round.
Yeah.
You know, it really does.
It pushes the needle forward, like
1,000%.
Yeah.
It 1,000% makes the world go round. So I just feel like, yeah, creativity is commerce, and you, a part of being an artist, and being a smart artist now is being a business savvy artist.
You have to be.
And I think that it's worth it to note that like the beauty industry is a very big business at the end of the day. Like it's $1 trillion business, you know. So I think that especially like when this particular news broke, I seen a think piece that I thought was like so well written. And they were talking about how, you know, a lot of us, because beauty is like seen as like a feminine thing and a woman thing, and it's something that's easily like dismissed and like relegated as like gossip, you know what I mean? Like, ooh, girl, you heard about this that happened, this thing, but it's like no one's really looking at it from like the business aspect of it that it really is, which is like there's big business and big money to be made from these things. So it's like, you know, beauty has always been more than just makeup. You know, it's always been connected to profit.
Right.
You know, it's always been connected to emotion. You know, it's always been connected to so many different things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially like society's image of like how we view beauty.
That's right.
Like the beauty standards and things like that. And I think oftentimes that's how products are made, right? Because it's like they set these standards, and well, now there is a need for, you know, these different products. So these brands are like coming up with these, and then they are banking off of these things.
That's right.
Yeah, even if it's not like their original idea.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
A lot of times, if you have like a client, especially like if it's a client that gets like placement on carpets, and you know the makeup that you're doing gets a lot more eyes to it, and there's a lot of ad dollars that are put behind those things. So a lot of brands are able to sell their products based on like such and such wore this makeup onto the carpet, and then a lot of times you'll see how that then moves the needle in like, you know, the regular consumer product. Like you'll start seeing like tons of blush palettes being made now, you know, or different like when brightening under eye like was a big thing, so tons of brightening under eye powders, you know what I mean? So a lot of times it's like as artists we're behind that cultural conversation that's completely been driven forward, that transitions over into the regular consumer who they have no idea a lot of times what's going on in those places, and it's connected to a lot of money. Like these brands and companies are making mad money from it.
You notice like one brand, they'll come up with the idea. Let's say they come out with like you know, a really light pink blush or whatever, and it does well. The next brand copycats that, and then the next brand, and the next brand, and the next brand. So they do that to each other.
Right.
So I feel like still in what's hot now, whatever can make the most money.
It's like following the money.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
Right. Yeah, following the money for sure. Do you feel like well, now since we're talking about that, why do you feel like visibility might matter more than originality?
Well, because if you have more eyes on you and more people that, I guess if you're influencing more people, then I mean, there you go right there. Any of your ideas, people are going to be inspired by it. People are probably going to go and buy the products that you recommend, versus like if you don't have those eyes, you don't have that audience yet, you could have the best work, but if it's not visible, like if nobody can see it, then I mean, you don't have no motion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I feel like the visibility is what gets you to like the next bag. You know what I mean? Like it gets
the bigger bag.
That's right. The next bag. It gets you like the next deals. It gets you more knowledge, more access, more information, more money. Money gives you more time. Frees up your. You know what I mean? It gives you more your time back in your day to do more things that you might be passionate about. I think also like just get you to more.
Yeah, just the most. But also that's why I feel for like smaller creators or smaller artists, because it's like you could be the genius. Like you could have the idea.
Right.
But because you don't have that visibility yet, like, I mean, you probably won't get the money for it. You probably won't be valued for like, you know, get the value that it's worth.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So what do you think like a smaller creator should do then? If you are like the smaller creator, you are the genius, and you still pushing to get that visibility, it's like, I mean, I want to give them a little hope. What's the hope? Like,
I mean, I guess the hope is to be as loud as you possibly can then.
Right.
So making sure these brands do see you, making sure people, like, you putting yourself in places to be seen. I guess if you don't automatically have the audience.
right.
So that's making sure, like, you're on these brand pages, shouting them out constantly. So it's like no denying that you are, you know, like, this is your idea. Are you representing a certain idea? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I guess just be, like, as loud as possible. And sometimes quality prevails. Sometimes in some situations, like, you know, the person that is more qualified and does have like the better quality, even though they might have a smaller audience or like a smaller business, they will get the shine. So I think it's just like, it almost feels like having to have that luck on your side, but also just, I think, being as loud as possible.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think also like being consistent, because I've noticed with myself, like sometimes I'll have like a really good idea and I will start posting on the idea, but maybe I'll take like a month, 2 months, 3 months. I like to take a break, child. It's ridiculous, but I like to take a little break from it, and then I'll come back and I'll see other people that are like doing my idea in my absence.
Oh, that's
You know
another
what I mean?
thing. Like, on the movie Michael Jackson or whatever, he said, like, you know, sometimes.
Oh, what is it like?
Yeah.
I don't want Prince to get.
Yeah, I don't like, if God gives me an idea, I go and act on it right away. I get up in the middle of the night. People are like, why are you always working at 3 or 4 in the morning? It's because, like, that's when I get the idea and you have to act on it then, or he's gonna give it to Prince. He's gonna give it to the next best person.
That's right.
And honestly, I think that's what it is as well, because I will have ideas that I feel like just came to me, but then I will see it actually somebody has actually like put it out, and I'm like, wow, like this was in my head.
Right.
So I think that is like some truth behind it.
I definitely think that energy moves, you know.
For sure.
And I think that like energy, ideas
Yes.
and energy doesn't like to like just sit stagnant.
Right,
So
it
it'll
needs
come
to
to
be-
you, and that is like, you know, your gift, your thing that you're supposed to do.
You have to be obedient.
That's right. You have to be obedient to the
Mhm.
gift, or the gift will go on and just
Yeah.
move its way other ways. However, I do also feel like sometimes people are just watching you, because some people, they know early that you are creative, that you have good ideas,
Mhm.
and they're watching you to see your creativity,
Yeah.
and they're waiting for the moment that you're gonna walk away from your
Mhm.
idea so they can step in and do it. I have had that happen to me, I feel like.
And that's unfortunate, because
Yeah.
like, well, what do you do in that kind of situation? Like, how do you, I mean, it's your idea, but you see somebody executing it, so like, what do you do?
I did get really upset by it, because like you said, like that's something that, you know, we sit and we come up with, and it's a lot of times birthed out of your own lived experience. My ideas are birthed out of my own lived experience, you know. So yeah, I got really offended by it,
Mhm.
and also offended because the two times that it happened to me, both times it was Black creators that did it. So I'm like, nah,
You're supposed to be my sister.
come on now.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I wound up blocking them from my page, and I know that people can still go on and like
Yeah.
see from other pages
Make
and stuff
fences
like
and
that.
stuff.
Yes, make fences and stuff to see. But I'm like, nah.
Did you confront this person?
No, I didn't confront them, because I feel like I didn't confront them because I was trying to like make sure. First of all, I don't want to react out of emotion.
Yes.
Number one. Number two is like, I know that there's still like a business aspect of this, and
Right.
so I think that like, you know, the way that you carry yourself affects a lot, you know, like the work that you get to do, and you know, just your reputation, and I care a lot about my reputation, especially at work.
Right.
So I didn't confront them, but I made a comment. I commented on the page, because it's just like I just couldn't let it slide, y'all. I
Yeah.
could not let it slide. I was like, there's no way you're doing this.
Mhm.
And the person I felt like had done it twice.
Mhm.
And I was like, there's no way you're doing this again. So I commented like a passive aggressive comment. It was just like, wow, I'm so happy to see that the conversation is expanding, and that you're joining the conversation around this now, you know. But I was so offended by it. I was so hurt by it, you know.
Did you feel a little bit better after like commenting that?
No, I didn't. I didn't feel better after
Yeah.
commenting at all, because I really wanted to blow the
Give
whole
all
spot
your-
up. Yes, I wanted to be like, why are you stealing from me?
Yeah.
Why do you keep doing this? Like,
Mhm.
and also the person has a larger following than what I do.
Mm.
So I feel like it's easier for people with larger followers to take from smaller creators,
Yeah.
and for people to think that they were the originator of the idea.
Right.
You know what I mean? And for me personally, that idea particularly about like merging beauty with mental health is something that is so personal to me. Like exactly. I got my degree in psychology and went to school for this in 2009.
Yeah.
So this is not something I just woke up one morning and decided like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to blend beauty and mental health. No, I've always been passionate about mental health. I've always been passionate about beauty. Been working at the Mac counter. Yeah. You know what I mean? So those things felt personal to me and how I naturally blended those worlds together. You know what I mean? Yeah. So to see somebody like just trying to take
and not give credit
for it. And again, like I said, it was the second time that I felt like that person tried to take an idea from me. And I know that they did it because they were constantly on my stories, watching every single thing that I do, commenting on everything. And I had taken a break on social media, as I do. Y'all already told y'all I do that. As I do, I had taken a little break, child. And in my absence, she tried to come in and
swoop up all your shit, all your ideas.
And I had to remind myself, like, she can do the idea to her capability, but she can never do the idea to my capability because she wasn't the one who was gifted with that idea. She doesn't have the same lived experience that I have. She doesn't have the knowledge that I have or the background that I have.
Got the sauce.
You don't have the sauce because you're never going to be able to expand on it in the way that I see it being expanded on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had to keep reminding myself of that, and then I had to remind myself another thing I did is like I have to be consistent, and that becomes a little bit difficult for me because I really don't like being on social media that much. I really don't. Like, I like being in the moment and being present as much as I can. And I feel like a lot of times for me, social media feels like it pulls me out of that. However, I feel like if you are a creative person, you have an idea and that idea needs to live online and really grow and expand from online. It's like you have to find a way to be consistent and balance it out.
Right.
You know?
No, I definitely agree. But also I'm really starting to think that bigger creators, like maybe creators that got on like during the influencing era and now they have like all these followers or like these big communities, they're not really creative people. Like they're not what we would consider content creators now. Like they're not the people that's coming up with these ideas and like, you know, really expanding on them and like executing them to a high level. So I feel like they just add ideas, and so they a lot of times are looking for the newer creators or like, you know, the people with smaller accounts or whatever to copy off of. Yeah, because it's like, okay, well, this is a great idea, but they don't have the eye, so nobody gonna know. Like, you know, let me just steal this real quick and like post it to my people.
Right.
And I think it's just really unfortunate because it's a lot of like talented small creators that's like coming up and, you know, maybe they haven't popped off yet or got viral yet, but you know, the quality is there.
Right.
And they have like all these big creators just coming and swooping up all this shit. Like, I hate that.
Right. Yeah. I feel like this is a conversation that kind of reminds you like, sometimes it's best for you to build quietly, right? Build inside us. I feel like you are very protective with your creative ideas. Like you kind of are like that, right?
Right, I am kind of like that, but it's because of that. It's because of like I felt copied off of. Like I felt like people have stolen my ideas and stuff, and so now it is like a point of I don't share my creative ideas like until I can put them out. I don't like to talk about it until it's out already.
Right.
Just because of like, I don't know, like monitoring spirits, like, you know, people's energy, like everybody don't have the same intentions as you. You know what I mean? So just because somebody like, I think it's so cool what you doing or whatever, inside they might feel slighted or jealous or whatever, and so now they sending me like energy that I don't need. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just really try to keep that to myself.
Can you talk about monitoring spirits? Can you give us a little about what monitoring spirits is?
I like to think of it as like people that's like always looking, they always paying attention, you know, just not too close or whatever, but always paying attention. They might seem super interested, they might seem supportive, but that's just so they can like stay close. And I feel like, you know, if you have good discernment, like you can kind of tell like who is like truly supportive and who is just like doing that to be close or to be like in the know or to like try to figure out what you're doing next.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like I might have a little monitoring spirit in my socials. So I do like to go through and like kind of clean them up like every once in a while, you know?
No, for sure. Or like people that's like we talked about this, people that's like always watching your stuff first, or like the first people to like, or actually always watching but never like, or they'll watch everything and be like all in your stories or whatever, but never comment, like never like truly, I guess, like engage out loud. You know what I mean? But just staying close enough so they could just like see or like get little pieces of what you got going.
It's literally bringing like some accounts to my mind right now, and I'm thinking like, you know what, I'm about to go in and just go and take them off.
Yeah, like, and
I'm about to go and take them off there.
And I feel like that's honestly necessary because, especially if you want to be like in a positive mental state and you want to be consistent in posting, we gotta get rid of all that noise. You know what I mean? So that's like unfollowing people, unfollowing the haters. You gotta unfollow their ass and maybe even block them. But then also like muting people that's like, I don't know. Like, I guess it's something that's like triggering, or like you see somebody like trying, like, I guess like on the verge of copying you. Like, you know, somebody that wasn't doing content before and now they like doing content but doing your kind of content. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm gonna have to like mute you or something like that.
I leave mute for like people that I still want to be in community with at some point, maybe, perhaps. But for right now, I just need a little break from. But if somebody is like, if I see somebody like looking like they trying to copy me, like, no, it's beyond a mute at this point, babe. It's like it's straight blocks.
You straight block. You gotta get out of here.
You got to. You got to go. You've got to go. Yeah. Do you feel like there are some people like or creators that become household names over some creators, like maybe they originated the idea, but they still don't really become like the household name or the popular person out of the equation?
I think maybe it could be something to do with like, okay, you know, we were just saying like, okay, yeah, this person could copy you, but they don't have the sauce. I think like sometimes people have it and sometimes people don't. So let's say somebody could execute an idea and it's just like they don't land. You know, it's not the right person for that message, and then somebody else does it, and then, you know, they can land it better, or like they present it better, or they can execute it in a slightly better manner. And I think that's like the difference between the two. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it reminds me of that bar. I think it's Jackie said, "You made a high line, I made a high song."
Yeah, that exactly. So it's like, okay, some people just really got it, and then, you know, some people just they don't. But maybe they do have the idea, which is again why maybe sometimes like you need to always be obedient, but maybe sometimes it's not for your benefit. Maybe it is for like somebody to get inspired off of it and then make it and then land it. You know what I mean?
And then land the thing. Yeah. Or sometimes too, I feel like sometimes you just need time to kind of work through the kinks of whatever idea it is that you have, you know? And you can't be afraid to like be seen failing or be embarrassed to try or any of the things. It's like sometimes like you just need to keep working through the thing. And I know like for myself, even like when I would post things on social media, I just would get so burnt out of it.
Really?
You know, or like if I'm like, okay, well this one I must not be doing the right thing because this one's not really moving like that. Maybe I need to change the lights. Maybe I need to change this, change to that. And it's like, no, maybe you just need to give it time. Yeah. You just need to give it time and like keep failing and fail out loud. It's okay. Like keep trying.
Fail forward. Yeah. I seen this girl and she was repeating. She was like, just because they don't like my shit doesn't mean I'm not worthy. Just because they don't like my shit doesn't mean I'm not worthy. And she said it like 10 different times in like 10 different tones. And it's like, it really started to register. Just because they don't like my shit
doesn't mean I'm not worthy.
Yeah,
that's right.
You know what I mean?
And it doesn't mean it's not good.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean your stuff is not good at
maybe
all.
not yet.
Not yet.
Right. But it is important to stay consistent because when you do pop off, then when you do get that audience, they'll have like all that stuff to go back on and to like, you know, really, I guess like build a better rapport of like who you are as a creator and like fall more in love with the stuff that you create.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think too that why some creators become household names, I do think that it has something to do with race. Probably a lot to do with race.
Well, yeah.
I feel like we see that happen like consistently where a black creator or a smaller black creator will make a dance or make a you know, a meme or make a whatever it is, you know, a saying or something, and then, you know, they don't get the notoriety from the thing. But if a white creator comes along, they will all of a sudden get like platformed in a way that like the black creator never was. You know what I mean? So,
and I think that too kind of like falls on like brands in a sense when it comes to like campaigns and stuff that, like the ads and stuff that we're being shown. They have to do a better job of having like more variety to show like, okay, it's just not this one way. It's this too. Like these people are creative too. Like we need to be shown like ourselves in that way. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. But the brand has to care about showing.
They have to care.
They have to care about.
And I think that's the problem.
Well, I think also it's like sometimes I feel like the brands care about putting diversity in front of the camera, but then not necessarily behind the camera. And I feel like diversity behind cameras, like in those closed door rooms and things like that, I feel like that's what gets the diversity, the true diversity in front of the camera, and that advocates for like community across the board.
Yeah,
exactly.
I agree.
Yeah, so
it's a flawed system, but it is something that some brands are taking initiative. Like you'll see some of them take stands on some of these matters.
Shout out to y'all.
Yes.
Yeah,
and I think
that
that's how change is gonna happen.
Right.
Brands just gotta keep, voicing and standing up for us and things like that. And we'll get those opportunities.
We'll get the opportunities, yeah. Before we do have a listener question for today. So this is the first of its kind. So, okay, guys, you can send in a listener question. You can drop it in the comment section. You can email. We should probably get an email together for the listener question.
Yes.
Okay, but regardless, you can send a listener question. So we do have a listener question that came in. The listener question is, I'm a content creator, and lately I've noticed another creator making videos that are almost identical to mine. I don't know if I should confront them, ignore it, or take it as a compliment. How would you handle it?
Okay, so we want to know what y'all thinking about that.
How would you handle it?
You want me to answer that?
Yes,
on the spot?
On the spot, yes.
First of all, I'm gonna take it as a personal compliment on the inside. I'm gonna take it as a compliment because I'm doing something right. You know what I'm saying? They copy the people. You gotta have some kind of sauce if they copying you. But I'm probably not gonna confront them because what are the chances? I feel like that could just be blown out of proportion. I'm probably just gonna block them.
Right.
Yeah, like try to stop them from saying my shit. But I wouldn't completely ignore it, but I would block them. But I'm not gonna confront them.
Yeah.
And I will think like, well, I'm the shit because of that.
Yeah. I like that.
What about you?
Well, I feel like I would do now just what I said. So don't comment. Don't comment. Don't let your emotions get the best of you and comment like I did. Okay. I think yes, take it as a personal compliment. I also think just remember that nobody can be you. Like at the end of the day, no one can recreate whatever you have been given, whatever gifts you have been given. That is yours. What's for you is for you. Yeah. Like I do firmly believe in that.
Yes.
And then also, yes, I would totally block them. And then I would say, just keep being consistent. Like just keep posting your content. Just keep standing 10 toes down behind your work and what you're putting in at the end of the day, because somebody's going to be able to recognize it.
Yeah, eventually you're going to pop off.
Yeah, somebody's going to recognize it. So,
yes. And then we have an affirmation for you guys. It is, I trust the value of my unique perspective.
I trust the value of my unique perspective. Okay. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and close out this episode, but thank y'all so much for tuning in. Remember that being intentional is a practice, you guys, as you can see. So have some grace with yourself while you're going there. But don't forget to like, to comment, to subscribe, to hit the notification bell so you don't miss another drop. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Her Intentionally, and we will see you right back here next week.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.